It's Week 14 of the National Football League. And coming up, it's the Commanders' sure-handed tight end. And with him, any catch could be a big one. He's the NFL leader in touchdown receptions. It's the Commanders and the Lions, next on Madden Football.
The seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Washington Commanders and the Detroit Lions. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And, CD, you look at Washington coming into play here. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. It's a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And leading them out, their signal caller, now in his fourth season in the NFL.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank.
We gotta be big time now. Let's focus in on what we gotta do here. All right. This is the calm before the storm, baby. Don't wait on nobody else.
Purdy bootlegging it. On the move to his left. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Purdy looking to throw. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Purdy from the gun on 3rd down. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it, and he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. A heck heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play?
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Boy, Charles, a lot of action right out of the gate. The two teams barely off the buses. We've already had the touchdown and now the interception.
Yeah, whatever happened to the feeling out process? You know, kind of throw a few jabs out there, kind of circle the ring a little bit. Both of them throwing haymakers right out of the gate. And the second one was an interception that may cost them.
So here's Washington now in excellent field position to start things out. They'll be led out by the MVP of the National Football League in 2018, the former Texas Tech Red Raider, Patrick Mahomes.
And if you go by the numbers, he's had a Pro Bowl-type season, and maybe that's even selling him a little bit short. He's the NFL leader in touchdown passes to this point in the year, and with the end of the season not too far away, he's got his guys playing at a very high level.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. These are his numbers from last week's contest. And Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
From the 35 on second down, Mahomes, Olave over the middle. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Late in the season now, MVP chatter starts, and he might be on the fringe. This is always an award that goes quarterback, running back, usually quarterback. A lot of bias. Does he deserve consideration?
He more than deserves consideration because the way the game is played in the NFL now, it's a pass-first league, right? So that means that people are going to adjust their defenses for him each and every week, and he's still putting up big-time numbers. I know the quarterbacks, the running backs get it, but he should be firmly in the race for MVP.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Mahomes. Slant pass complete to Olave. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Washington first down.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Throwing now is Mahomes. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now here's Mahomes. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Now to try the field goal, and here's Daniel Carlson from the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, it's not the touchdown that they wanted, CD, but still, they got to be pretty happy here. You steal the ball away from them on their opening possession, and you turn that into the early 3-0 lead.
Yeah, you painted the picture perfectly there, all the things that have gone on, and the important thing, other than the lead, of course, is, as you described, both sides of the ball now have some momentum.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Been a nightmare of a first quarter for him. 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown. As he starts again here, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you throw in this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
To the right side, this is Taylor. Dances by at the 20. Brought down at the 20. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Mahomes now to throw. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. Got his target, Samuel. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
You can't be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. Carlson able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
And Detroit getting set to go now. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. On 1st down, Purdy. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
Right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It's now 3rd down and
now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Tariq Woolen picks it, and the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
Mahomes Mahomes now on first down. Flushed out, and he's taken down. Trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a first down now, playing behind the sticks.
So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes. The pass caught by Olave. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Completes it to Samuel. And he's going to have a Commander's first down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards.
Well, they've certainly gotten him involved in this first half, and on third down, they looked his way again. And what a delight for his quarterback to find him and keep the drive moving.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Josh Allen in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on first and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. On third and long, it's Mahomes. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Out is Carlson now for the Raider field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Lions offense set to take over. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up first and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards.
Well, that wasn't exactly a thing of beauty. I know they completed the pass, but look at the yardage lost. I mean, who does that make happy?
That's why I don't play in PPR points per reception fantasy leagues right there.
You'd be really
You don't deserve
upset,
anything
right?
for that.
But you get credit for it? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Well, I know whoever has this team's defense, they were happy about that play.
He sets to fire deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
It's now third down and
Purdy
16.
with it on third and long. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Daron Payne with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick six, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. They'll try the left side with Taylor. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. A much-needed boost defensively there. I mean, that really one of the first things that's gone right for him in this first half.
No question about it, partner. We've seen this before. You've got an offense that doesn't have any points yet. Go out and make a play on D. Then you head back to the sideline saying, we got you the football back. Now let's see what you can do with it.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 14 and a 1st down for Detroit.
I have to admit I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
On 2nd and 10, Purdy. And this is Parker, complete. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
Purdy off the play fake. And he finds McLaurin. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
This offense is starting to get into rhythm. A nice quick throw there on target. Able to pick up another 1st down.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They hand this off to Harris. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Down just shy of the goal line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and goal.
They'll try to run with Harris. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. 16-0. That's the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Lions nothing.
Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football. Santos' kick is up and through, and they'll at least get on the board here, still trailing, but 16-3 now. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
It's a gain of 3. First down.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at second down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. He's going to rifle one deep left side. This is caught inside the 15.
Pass interference. Defense.
They ain't on our side.
So they will wave off the flag and let the completion stand.
Really great job by the receiver fighting through all the contact and still coming down with the football. All that great work in practice being put into the game.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 5-yard line.
Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And he is into the end zone for a Commanders touchdown. Curtis Samuel hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. So the touchdown there, and that play, the tap pass, so simple, Charles, on the face of it, but what makes it so difficult for defenses to stop?
I think it's the precision and the quickness in which the play occurs, because the snap gets to the quarterback. He's essentially playing volleyball with it, just immediately just shoveling it forward. And when that receiver is at a full head of steam, if you don't take the edge away, he's got a chance to get to the corner and get upfield. But if you take the edge away, that's your chance to disrupt that play.
And no disruption there, that's for sure, as it winds up 6 points. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And no chance to get away, as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
Najee Harris. A gain of 3 yards.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Taken down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. Room here to run. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Now a first down carry for Harris. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Purdy now to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Number 14.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9.
9 yards to go.
Out of the gun, Purdy. Steps away to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Washington ready to try again on offense. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
Let's roll!
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. On the draw is Taylor. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. To throw, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. That throw taken in by Jameson Williams. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A pickup of 27. And they pick up the 1st down in the process.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. He'll find his man. That's Taylor again. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Washington on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Daniel Carlson on for the field goal. A 26-yard attempt.
The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they're content to take the 3. Somewhat of a conservative call there, opting not to go for it on 4th and inches.
And that's from a team that you and I know is not usually playing it close to the vest. It's a little bit of a surprise that they opted for the 3 instead of going for it.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. A CD after this game, there will be 4 weeks left in the regular season. So this is far from the final version of what we'll see come January, more of a first draft, if you will, as all these teams fight for a better position.
And you pointed it out so accurately there, Brandon. After this game, 4 weeks left in the regular season, and then the playoffs officially begin. But for some teams, trying to fight to make it to the playoffs, they're actually in a playoff push right now.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On the give, this is Harris. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Throwing here, Purdy. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 11. Purdy looking to throw. Smith brings it in, going across the middle. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
Facing this big first half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it. They run for it with Harris. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Commanders come through with a 4th down stand. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. 2nd and 5 now. Mahomes. Samuel bringing in the slant. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 3.
From the 38, Mahomes. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Complete to Brian Robinson. A 3-yard pickup.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes got this complete to the tight end Pitts. And he won't get to the marker. He's a yard short. A pickup of 3. It leaves him with 4th and 1. On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And Detroit getting set to go now. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Back to throw, Purdy. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Harris. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Now Mahomes. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. From the 41, Mahomes. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. Now here's Mahomes. Oh, he's got his tight end Pitts complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. He'll drop this down to Taylor. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And the Commanders are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Kyle Pitts as the first half is winding down. And the Commanders are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters.
Fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for Washington, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers.